Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, how we doing today? How we doing today, Crimsonites? My apologies for the color people time. Hopefully y'all are doing right. Monday is Mondaying. Hopefully y'all are doing okay. So how many of you are aware of this stream? I usually don't do a whole lot of coverage of Fresh and Fit and their shows, but this one was really interesting. This one was a little bit of a diversion from their typical type of podcast. This time they did just a couple, it was just a man and a woman that were together, no other people on the panel, and they called it a couples intervention. And I thought that this was so interesting because it's a case study. And it's a case study. This is what I want everybody to pay attention to, especially women, because this is actually a case study on how y'all be getting caught up with F-19s. Doing too much for the F-19. Getting caught up with a suspect paint job and bad landing gear. Now, we're going to go through the more important parts of it. I'm going to let y'all hear the introduction and the setup so that you can get a concept of what we're dealing with. Okay? And what we're going to, ladies, pay attention, because this is what women be talking about when they, oh, you can't build a man. And no, as soon as they get to a certain point, they leave, or you can't be good to a man or whatever, because as soon as you help them level up and all that type of stuff, they are out of there. But the part that nobody ever says is what's going on with the female as the reason that y'all put yourselves in certain positions. See, a lot of times, a lot of red flags are completely missed. And we're going to talk about why these red flags are overlooked. She overlooked several. You can't tell me she don't know she did it too. Several red flags. And when I put this video on, you're going to see why she overlooked them red flags. Okay? Because this is a very, very average looking woman. Very average. Very average. She is not a superstar by any means, but she thought she caught a superstar. Oh, we're going to talk about it today. Thank you so much, Pernell, for the kicking off the contribution. Said trying to do okay with these outrageous grocery prices. Everyone about to have a van like. Listen, that little bitty bag of groceries be more than $100. I'll be just looking like I can count the amount of items that I have. I can count them easily. They right here on the little conveyor belt. What? These prices. Okay. Y'all laughing at the very average, but I'm trying not to be mean, because this isn't the, I don't want to be mean to her. I don't want to be mean to her. I'm not going to be roasting her. People are already going to have their opinion on who she is and what she looks like and all of those sorts of things. So I don't feel a need to go in about her looks. I'm actually going to hide the chat. And okay. So I don't want them to necessarily talk about how they found Fresh and Fit, because that's not important. Thank you, Dale, for your contribution. Thank you so much, sweetheart. So thank you so much, sweetheart. Okay, we're going to get into it. The first thing that I want people to know is what's the biggest thing in the relationship. This is like 2 minutes or so. I'm going to let them talk. They kind of introduce themselves. He's 30, she's 34. Their names are not necessarily important, but he's 30, she's 34. They've been together about 5 years and they have a child and they live together. So let's begin.
Bro.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So it was your fault.
Yeah, it's your
Fantastic.
fault,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So we got to figure this out, man. This is very important. What is your biggest issue in a current relationship right now? What's the biggest issue?
Well, we have a daughter, right? And she is 3 years old. And my girlfriend here, right? She's in the military and she's got some goals and aspirations, right?
Right.
And she was supposed to leave back in March. She didn't. She left, but then they sent her back for some other issues. And now she's leaving again. And I honestly am in disagreement with it, right? So this is actually something we were preparing to talk about. Even when the idea came up, that the opportunity, I would say, came up to be on the podcast, we had a long conversation about this and a big back and forth with my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, who I think they're even watching right now. Shout out to them. But yeah, that's the issue. And I tell her, I think it's important that it's not that she was forced to go. It's more that she wants to do this. But with being a mother and, having a 3-year-old, it's tough on me as me being with my daughter by myself, having to provide and take care of her and all that. Thankfully, she has a better job than I do. I will admit that. But yeah, man, that's been the main issue.
So she's the breadwinner in this situation.
Yeah. So
you guys don't have to say exactly how much you earn, but like roughly, if you can give us like an approximate, 10 to 20K off, roughly, what would you say annual for you and then for her?
I'd say around 28 to 30K for me.
Okay.
Mine is about 55. Yeah,
Okay.
55,
And that's
yeah.
combining your job with the DOL and the reserve?
Right.
And is it it's National Guard, right? Or
No,
is it the
actually,
Army?
Reserve. Yeah, Army Reserve.
Army Reserve. Okay. All right. So, and that's 55 with everything combined.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your
Roughly.
Turo business, don't forget that.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. There's a little
So you
bit
have a Turo as well.
Yeah. I have a
Okay.
Turo
And
business.
that brings in an extra.
Yeah, I would say like an extra like $400 a month.
Okay.
Because I'm paying the car notes.
Right.
Alright.
With it, and then there's like some profit that I make after the fact.
So
but
we
I
could
kind
round
of
up to, let's just say 60 for you then.
Okay.
So 60, roughly 60, and then 28 to 30. Okay. So y'all combined is around 90K, which is more than most people in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Above average.
Yeah, for
Connecticut?
a couple. Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Fresh.
So, just real quick, I want to get your part on this as well. So, you want to leave the family to go pursue your career. What, I guess, was driving you to do this? Because you have a daughter, 3 years old. Why do you want to leave now?
And you're a sergeant, right? Just so we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sergeant.
Over. Was it supply or?
No. So I'm in human resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm not gonna allow her to go on the long diatribe that she goes on. Essentially, what's going on with her is that she's been in the military and the reserves for 9 years already. She wants to change the MOS or the job. Okay. So she has to undergo a training that's going to take her away. They live in Connecticut, and it's going to take her to Maryland for about roughly 4 to 5 months. Cause I think she said it's like a 16-week, training that she's going to have to go through to get into another job. Okay. And the reason she's saying that she wants to do that, and this is sort of important. So I need y'all to kind of tune into this. The reason why she wants to do this is because she's been in the military long enough that it is more beneficial for her to keep going so that she can get her pension and things of that nature and retire, her retirement out of it. But she's currently working at like HR, and she's like, I'm burnt out from it. So she just wants to change jobs. So she's not being deployed, right? She's not being deployed into battle or war or anything like that. She's looking to basically do better and go up. And she was saying that the pay actually would go up for that job. So she is the breadwinner in the home. Okay. She's making about roughly $60,000 a year. He's making about 28. All right. They have a kid. All right. So she's not somewhere super wealthy or anything like that, but she's trying to do more and see what she can do, because you can't rely on $28,000. Not in 2023 in the United States. That's not enough money annually. It's just not. It's just not. So they're pooling their money together. So I just wanted to cut that part short. Okay. And so he's disagreeing with the fact that she will be gone for all of that time. Okay. Now that we kind of got that part out of the way, all right. Here's the thing. So you got that part. We're gonna go to the little bit of the educational background or whatever.
Then it is what it is. It happens. So sorry, you were gonna say something else?
No.
That was just it. You wanted to? Okay, real quick. What was your educational background? So she has a bachelor's. Do you have your bachelor's? Or?
No, sir. I only have a high school diploma.
And you say assistant teacher, like, do you at the high school level?
So I work in a school for kids with severe autism, behavioral issues who are suicidal and want to even attack people.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay, so you're dealing with kids with are they like? Does the state pretty much have them at that point?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you work for the state.
Well, I guess so. I work for an organization called Oak Hill. So they have they're in bed with the state, I would say, because the state gives them $100,000 for every kid they take in, and so
no, I'm familiar with growing up in Connecticut. Oak Hill is where like the really bad kids would go.
Wow.
So
they have that reputation for taking in.
And a lot of times it's like kids that might have really bad behavioral issues, broken homes, whatever it may be. So you're an assistant teacher there for Oak Hill. All right,
sir.
So currently you guys split, I guess, like duties for your daughter.
Yes, sir. I pick my daughter's poop off the floor when she's while she's finished working from home. So
Okay. Is most of your work predominantly done like from home?
Yeah, thankfully, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
We are live. Sorry, I actually didn't mean to go back. Um, by the way, he not only makes $28,000 a year, he also is a aspiring, like, he wants to launch this app, this like tech app. Okay. He wants to launch this tech app. I'm sorry, y'all didn't see the screen. I be forgetting sometimes to lower myself into the corner. Hopefully I wasn't doing them weird. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to it, but I need y'all. That piece is key. The piece is key. Him trying to launch this app. He not trying to be a rapper, but this is just as bad. This is actually just as bad. Okay, y'all can see it. Okay.
I work in a school for
It was where like the really bad kids would go.
Your daughter.
Yes, sir. I pick my daughter's poop off the floor when she's while she's finished working from home. So
Okay. Is most of your work predominantly done like from home?
Yeah, thankfully, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So good.
Actually, I had a question. So you're the breadwinner, right? You make most of the money. You're kind of like assisting her. If you made most of the money, you think you would kind of say, you know what? At this point, I can rely on him. I know my career wouldn't be that important if you focus on him being the breadwinner.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's a bit tricky. Yeah.
I did tell you that. I told you if you are willing to leave your job, I'm willing to work two to three jobs so you could be at home with the baby. You told me unless you are making 80 grand a year,
yeah,
then I'll quit my job. That's what you told me.
And I did say that because I kind of did the math, and like in order to successfully thrive in a 2-parent household, 80,000 a year is sustainable. You know what I mean? So
right.
if I'm now
in Connecticut,
right? Yeah. So if I'm taking myself out of the picture and saying, hey, I really can't help you financially. Now you have to make up the money that I was making. And as soon as I gave him that number, he like kind of flipped out and was like, "What are you? Why are you saying 80,000?" And
yeah, let me.
I don't know if I can make that much, And I'm like, I'm just giving you kind of a round.
Do you guys have a house, or are you guys renting?
We're renting.
Rent apartment?
Yeah, apartment.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
Let me.
Actually, why do I keep hitting that back? Anyway, actually, they are making about 90 together. So her saying 80,000 is more than fair. It's more than fair. And she was like, listen, I didn't just pull that number out of anywhere. I did the math. This is how much it's going to cost. If we live and I don't work at all and I don't pull no money in, this is what you're going to have to pull in if I don't work. Now, it's Cap talking about he gonna work 3 jobs. Sir, you don't work a full-time job right now. You don't do that now. So how you gonna work 3 jobs? And I agree. Because once she broke down her bills, you can tell that they live, they're just living. It's not no opulent lifestyle or nothing like that. And she's not even asking for an opulent lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? So this is kind of gonna go in a little bit of a different direction than some of y'all think it's gonna go. See if I can get back.
Yeah.
My honest reaction to that was, if I'm making 80 grand a year, what makes you think I'd still want to be with you at that point?
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? That was my honest reaction to that.
God damn, nigga.
Well, I mean, at this point, the child would be the reason.
Right. And that's honestly why I'm even sucking it up, you know?
Yeah.
Because this has been, like I said, this is really the main issue. I would say this is definitely the paramount issue in our relationship.
Do you love him?
I do. I love him so much, you know. It's painful to hear him say that, like, you know, oh, if it wasn't for our daughter, or if I was making a certain amount, I'd be out, because I wouldn't.
So honestly, deep down, you just wish you made more money.
It's not really even about the money per se. I think it's just about being able to continue to work as a team. You know what I mean? Like, continue to communicate, continue to, like, whatever comes our way, let's try to
handle it as a
team
together.
Step by step, every case by case basis. And he's very black and white about certain things. Like, he always reverts back to certain topics. Like, you know, I don't want you to be working that much. I can take on more of the financial responsibility. You need to be more.
But you can see why, as a man, he wants to lead. You know.
Yeah.
How many hours a week are you typically working?
I work 40 hours a week.
40 hours. Okay. Yeah. So 9 to 5, basically?
9 to 5.
The week?
Yeah.
And then what about you?
Yeah, I work about 35 to 37 hours.
Okay.
Week, yeah.
So like when you guys said that you, I guess, divide the responsibilities. So when you're going, because obviously you have to leave to go deal with the kid, you know, be a teacher, etc. Is she at home with the kid most of the time?
Well, the kid's in daycare.
Okay. So that's probably eating a decent amount of money too then. Because so even though you're at home, because you can't be away from your laptop really, so you can't like take care of the child the way you want.
Yeah, I couldn't.
So you guys put him in daycare even though you are home.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And how much does daycare cost a month?
A month, it's like 400. 400 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are like your monthly expenses like all together? Like if you include rent, daycare, like the necessities, not the other stuff.
Right.
Food, rent, everything, roughly.
Rent is what?
1,100 for the rent, and then like electricity, it's like 80.
That's not bad for the town that you guys are in, because that's a pretty good school district they got too. And you guys want to stay there, I assume, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, for now, yeah, you know,
his family is
we'll just say Central Connecticut.
Yeah. Central,
Central Connecticut. Not too far from where I grew up, guys, it's a better town actually than where I grew up. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, so I would say like about like 2,200, like 2,000, right?
With like
electricity, and well, I was counting like the car.
We'll round it up. 2,300 covers everything pretty much.
Yeah.
23 overhead. Okay.
So I want to take it back a little bit. Just take it back a little bit in time. Do you love her?
I absolutely, I do love
with all your heart.
Absolutely, man.
When you guys first met, when was this? Like
2018.
2018.
May 2018, April 2018, around there.
How'd you guys meet?
Amazon. Jeff Bezos hooked us up. Man.
Yeah, like we're both working in the warehouse or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you know.
So you guys were equal at that time. Same pay, basically.
Not even, because she had 2 jobs at the time. I was living with my mom. You know, I was 25.
He didn't have a car at the time. He was using his dad's car.
Yeah.
So at the time, I actually
he was being a Puerto Rican.
Is that's what y'all do?
Pretty much.